All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. What's up? What's up? All right, you already know what's up. The Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, the NFL Encyclopedia, Coach Williams. Wrong way, my bad. I'm gonna get it right. But I'm done with the right brick on my brick because we won 3 of the last 4 games, and I don't know what the heck is going to happen. So we'll see. But anyway, I wrote down a lot of things going on, and my goodness, there's a lot of things going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, he says, what? Facts over feelings.
Stop being emotional.
Tell him, stop being emotional. That's right.
A lot of fans being emotional over certain things, and it's like they say emotional stuff that don't make sense, and they don't think things through.
All right. And then down below, Steve, Space Age Forever White. What's up, man?
What's up, Eric? Man, feelings matter, man. I'm just teasing.
Man,
just trolling. Forget your feelings.
That wasn't what I was gonna say.
All right. So first, what's up, Q?
What's up, Q? What's up, Cleveland?
And Cleveland, holiday greetings to you too, sir.
Yeah, welcome, fellas.
What up, Fred?
By the way, speaking of the show, and holidays and stuff, we'll let you know something at the end of the show regarding next week's episode, okay? But first, let's get into it. Let's get into this contract extension. Budda Baker, man, now is the highest paid safety in the game, one of the best safeties in this era. He got a 3-year contract extension. It is at $18 million a year. $54 million overall, $30 million guaranteed. Gentlemen, tell me what y'all think about Budda Baker getting this contract extension.
I don't have a problem with it. The Cardinals have a deficiency on talent. And he is hands down the best player on that roster.
Yep.
Regardless of what side of the ball you're talking about. He is hands down the best player. What up, Eric? He is the best player on that roster. You cannot, you could debate it if you want to, but again, people are going to be debating with their feelings instead of facts. He is him. And it's smart to keep your best players in-house and not let them get away from you. So the best way to keep them in-house is to keep them happy. The best way to keep them happy is to keep them paid.
Yep. I agree 100%. He's the best player on the team, man. And
it's not even close.
It's not even close.
Not even close. And the Cardinals, they're not horrible this season. So if they want to build as far as moving forward, you need to keep your core veterans. And that's me putting them out as far as his impact on that team. Keep them happy and keep them paid. It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm. What up, Titus?
What's up, Titus? What's up, Eric?
What's up, Titus and Eric? The thing about it is, though, like, this is another career wasted by the Cardinals. But they never been outside of the Kurt Warner era when they went to Super Bowl and lost to Pittsburgh. Like, they really haven't done a ton.
Let's just go ahead and call it what they are. They dog water.
They haven't done a ton.
They dog water since that run. Dog water.
Yeah, no, and you're right, because like they had Larry Fitzgerald, and like I said, he was part of the team that went to Super Bowl, but they lost. Who else they had a running back, David Johnson, who had some good seasons, but he ended up becoming injury prone, and that was it for him.
Mhm.
They've had some players come through there, like Honey Badger came through there, but he didn't last long in Arizona. So
Mhm.
um, they are going to have to find a way to build a legitimate team if they ever want to be taken seriously. I still don't believe they have the quarterback because I haven't seen much improvement from Kyler Murray. Um,
He,
you
he
know,
he's playing better. I'm gonna give
he
him that.
he's
He's
playing better,
playing,
and that's fine. That he's playing better, and he's probably taking the game more seriously. That's good. Oh yeah, Eric says Patrick Peterson. Yeah, of course, but really, like at the end of the day, like you don't have a quarterback, not much. Running back is James Conner, but okay, we get Marvin Harrison got to step up next year because I mean this guy was like almost not available. I'm not gonna say I don't mean like injured, but just like he didn't
Mhm.
do much of anything this year. I don't know if it was him, the scheme, the quarterback, what. Um,
Right.
they don't have a team. They
Yeah.
really don't have a team.
and the
So
thing is when they do get talent there, then they draft talent there and they develop talent there. The talent leaves after that first contract. So signing Buda Baker, extending him was very important because most guys, when they get that second contract, definitely that third, they're not trying to stay in Arizona. Nobody wants to go to Arizona.
they really don't. Hassan Reddick left.
Yeah, nobody like they develop talent. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Mm.
they
That's
get out
what
of there.
happened. Look at
They
Patrick Peterson. Look at
yeah
the only person that stayed there was Larry Fitzgerald.
yeah.
You
But like, I
know,
mean, the smaller sports market cities, like when I say small, I mean like compared to like your New Yorks and places like
L.A.
or Chicago, the smallest sports cities, man. Like it starts with just you have to win a lot. Number one, look at Kansas City. You got to win a lot for people to want to be there. And Arizona's a small market city, man. That and they're not winning like that, so people don't really want to go there.
yeah,
But what it means is too that you have to do a better job of drafting, and they really, I mean, like I said, they hit on a few players every now and then. They do, they really do, because we named them. We named Buda Baker, Patrick Peterson, Hassan Reddick, but outside of that, it's not really much of anything to hang your hat on. And if you're not gonna be able to get players to come there, then you have to start hitting on draft picks. The 7 rounds you need to hit on about 4 to 5 draft picks every year. You do. So that way you can get yourself get a team going and try to be somewhat of a contender. You do. But they don't. They don't draft well. And they can't get nobody to come out there unless it's some uh small market player that doesn't cost a lot of money.
Or an older veteran who just wants to get a quick payday.
Yeah. That's
You know,
that's the only reason why Zach Ertz went out there was to get paid.
let me go ahead and pad my bank account real quick before I go to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but moving on, we can stay in the same division. There's a lot of things going on. There's two things. What up, Donald?
So Donald,
We watched on Thursday night the San Francisco 49ers uncharacteristically lose to the Los Angeles Rams. And not allow a touchdown, but still lost the game because they didn't score one. But Devondre Campbell, linebacker for the 49ers, quit in the third quarter. Just walked off the field. I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was Devondre Campbell had been starting in place of an injured Dre Greenlaw ever since he tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl. And people still don't believe that Dre Greenlaw is a difference maker on that defense. That defense is completely different without him. And for the first half of that game, when he was back, you saw the impact that he made. 8 tackles in one half of football. Most of them were stuffs.
Mm.
Yeah. He's flying all over the field. This man coming off a repaired Achilles and was flying all over the field with his hair on fire. Anyway, Devondre Campbell was supposed to be the guy who was supposed to replace Dre Greenlaw until he got back. Well, Dre Greenlaw was back. And somebody was in their feelings that they were relegated back to the bench. Let me also say this. Devondre Campbell is dog water. Most people who are Niners fans would agree with that. He is a terrible linebacker. He's slow. He's extremely slow. He's terrible in coverage.
Really?
He misses tackles. The film don't lie. The film don't lie. He gets a lot of tackles. Like if you look up his stats, you'll see he gets a lot of tackles, but they get way up the field. Yeah. It's like, okay, why didn't you go in that hole and stop that for a 1 yard gain instead of you making a tackle downfield and now it's a 9 yard gain on a run play? That type of stuff. You know, he first of all, like I said, he's a dog water linebacker. Now I know there was a time when he was an all-pro when he was the Green Bay Packers, but no, he's dog water now. Okay, he's trash. Okay, what up, Murph? What up? And no, they're the Commanders now. I need you to keep up with us. Basically, you are in your feelings because you're going back to the bench in favor of a better player, and you quit on your teammates. So that says that you were basically about yourself. You all about yourself. And the funny thing is, they had to put a guy out there because Dre Greenlaw had to lead the game. Because y'all probably wondering, why if Dre Greenlaw was doing so good, why did y'all need Devondre Campbell? Let me explain. Dre Greenlaw's knee got tight in the second half, and precautionary, they took him out.
Makes sense.
So Devondre Campbell's back up. He doesn't want to go in. So D. Winters, the other linebacker, he had a neck issue. He couldn't go in. So they had to go with a special teams linebacker out there next to Fred Warner, who is just as awful, but nobody's asking him to do what he does. He's a special teamer, and things just went downhill from there. For example, the Rams were able to put together 2 very long drives. They ended in field goals, but 17-play drive on the first one. I think it was 15 on the other. When most of their drives were 3 and outs, 5-play drives, 6-play drives, and out type of stuff, and you punting when Greenlaw was in the game. So, in essence, he helped the 49ers lose that game. Now, there were other elements that caused the 49ers to lose that game, but the defense was playing lights out while Greenlaw was on the field. Devondre Campbell didn't want to go in on the field. So, I'm guessing in his deluded mentality, it was like, well, if I couldn't play at the beginning, why y'all need me now? Which is not a team mentality. Right. I think all of us who played team sports before know that, you know. So he storms off the field. The funny thing is, and I'm going to say this is for anybody, when you try to screw the company's going to screw you back harder. Okay? So what the 49ers did, which was brilliant, because remember, we talked about this in the process before it happened. You remember we talked about it offline, gentlemen?
Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah, I said this is what I would do if I'm any organization that deals with something like that. I said you don't cut him because the people say cut him. I said no. How many games you got left in the season? 3. Suspend his ass for 3 games. He don't get a game check, and then there's a clause in his contract where he's doing things that are detrimental to the team, conduct detrimental to the team. So now he doesn't even get his base salary or his signing bonus. So you don't get a red damn cent. You want to screw us? I guarantee you we're going to show you whose manhood is bigger. And it's going to hurt when we do you.
What did Ice Cube say? No Vaseline.
No Vaseline. And you about to get blackballed from the league because think about it. What team you know? What team you know gonna want him?
Hey, you know what I thought of too? Not only should no one in the NFL should sign him, but if I'm a team in the UFL, or the Canadian Football League or any other kind of
His
league,
career be over.
I wouldn't even touch him either.
Mhm.
Because if you quit on your brothers, you're going to quit on my group of brothers.
Yep. When things don't go your way, you gonna quit.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was talking about cut him. I was like, nah, you cut him. You got teams in this league right now that are desperate, and they'll take him even though they don't really want him.
Mm-hmm.
They're desperate at linebacker. Prime example, the Detroit Lions. They are decimated by injuries. They would take him, and it's like, no, you're rewarding him if you cut him, because that's what he was probably thinking. But he didn't think long game. He's like, oh, well, if they come in, I'll go sign with Detroit or somebody like that. That's short on
Mm-hmm. Yep.
go get a NFC championship or possibly a ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, sir. We're not gonna cut you. We're gonna keep you on the roster. We're gonna clean your lockout.
Which they did.
We're gonna cut off your key card to the facility.
Which they did.
But we own your rights.
And they took down the nameplate too.
Yes, sir. But you're not going anywhere.
Nope.
Until the season is over.
So you might as well go and get comfortable on that couch, Slim.
Good luck after that.
Or get comfortable in the lazy boy.
That is. So that's my spill on it, because it happened on my team. So I had the most to say about it, because I was like, I already did not like this guy. And the Niners fans that I talk to on a regular basis, they didn't like him either. Every game is like, look at this fool. Even the games the Niners was winning, we would talk about Devondre Campbell's play. So look at God dog it. So we could have won that game by more points.
Yeah. And it's up more because Shanahan brought him with them. I mean, he was with them in Atlanta, but he was like, yo, this is my guy. I want to.
Yeah. But yeah, he wanted his welcome. And then Packers fans, and I don't know if there's any Packers fans watching right now, y'all can attest to this. You follow the Packers seriously. A lot of Packers fans was giggling when the 49ers signed him.
Oh, really?
They were like,
Really?
yeah, okay. Oh, you like him? Okay, we gonna see what happens. And for those of y'all who know about the movie The Color Purple, I ain't talking about the music. I'm talking about the original movie, The Color Purple, with Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey. And there's a scene where Mister's trying to bring Suge Avery some food to her room, and he can't cook.
Come on, man. I know you're talking about
it. And she's throwing it across the hallway and hit the wall and everything like that. And finally, Celie goes and cooks her a real meal and brings it to her. And then the famous line was, I just sit back and see what color the wall be next. That's what the Packers did to the 49ers. When we signed Devondre Campbell, it was like, okay, we just going to sit back and see what color the wall be next. And boy, that wall got painted Thursday night. But to the credit of the organization, because here's the thing, a lot of people don't know this. John Lynch
is a former player.
John Lynch came down from the box to the sideline and got in this guy's face. Now, it's bad when the GM have to come down out the box.
Yeah, see, no. Let me tell you what happened. Yes, he's a GM, but that GM hat came off, and that Hall of Fame player came out. That's what happened. That wasn't John Lynch.
Hall of Fame player, team captain, and on top of that, so he's a leader
and Super Bowl winner,
right? So he know what it takes to win. So Lynch is like, hey man, what? I'm pretty sure he had some choice words. I'm pretty sure the professionalism went out the door.
Oh, I know it did. I'm sure it did.
But when you got the GM climbing in your chest, sir, it's not gonna end well for you.
Because John Lynch, man, he old school. He been around Simeon Rice and Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks and them boys.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Devondre Campbell, he got his comeuppance. So the organization did handle that pretty well. You guys got any thoughts about that?
Man, look, you said it all, and I chimed in a little bit while you was talking.
Yeah, you said it all, man. I mean,
and to punctuate it, the players on the team was like, Charvarius Ward, and I quote, that's some sucker S to be doing. The other players was like, yeah.
Yeah.
You had several players being quoted as yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with John Lynch, but when he do stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, Lynch.
Well,
Lynch
but
on point
see,
with that.
but
He was
see,
on point.
but you but the reason why they said what they said post game is because he turned his back on them.
Yeah,
You don't turn your back on your brothers.
in a winnable game, by the way. You don't do it
I
regardless.
don't care what kind of game it
Yeah,
is. You don't turn your
I
back on your
just said that
brothers.
you don't do that regardless. But this is a game it's a winnable game. It's a one-score game. You know. So, but yeah, he quit in the third quarter because he thought he was showing them something. Oh, y'all gonna take Greenlaw over me? Yes, he's a better player than you. Yes.
Yes.
Greenlaw is in Fred Warner's shadow, but Greenlaw is a dog. Dare I say it? If Greenlaw doesn't get hurt in the beginning of the third quarter of the Super Bowl, the 49ers probably win that Super Bowl.
Let me say this.
Patrick Mahomes does not put together that drive at the end in overtime against the 49ers if Greenlaw's playing in that defense. That defense has been subpar without Dre Greenlaw all season. I'm just saying.
Listen. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw is Patrick Willis and Navarre Bowman all over again.
Just faster.
That's it.
Just faster. They faster.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Way faster.
Way faster.
But you know, Devontae, he rolled the dice and he came up snake eyes. He crapped out. Bottom line. So on to some other things that happened on Thursday night. So Brock Purdy didn't have a great game. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there are a lot of knee-jerk, emotional, feminine acting fans right now, and a bunch of armchair quarterbacks that are talking about, because Brock Purdy is due for an extension soon. And there's a lot of people after that game who's like, he doesn't deserve a top salary to get re-signed. And I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? He doesn't deserve 50, 55, 60 million dollars. And I'm sitting up here like, it's a lot of people saying it. It's a lot of knee jerk. You weren't saying that 2 weeks ago when they decimated Chicago, and Chicago had a better defense than the Rams do. You weren't saying that. But now he has a bad game in the rain against the Rams. Now all of a sudden, people say let his contract expire and then go. I mean, asinine things, gentlemen. Completely asinine. Just unrealistic. People who I respect that have platforms that talk about this team all the time and just talk about the NFL in general, saying some of the crazy. I ain't talking about your general haters. You know, you got people that move. They back so strong for moving the goalpost so much on Brock Purdy. But, you know, I ain't talking about them people. They do that all the time. I'm talking about people who normally say sensible things. And they're saying somebody say he doesn't deserve more than $35 million. That's not a top 10 salary. There were some people say let his contract expire. Who gonna play quarterback? Yeah. Who? Then they got some people that was like, oh my God, Brian Baldinger, who I immensely respect, said, and I'm not making this up, y'all. If you don't believe me, go look it up on YouTube. He said that the 49ers need to flip Brock Purdy for Sam Darnold. What the hell kind of sense that make?
Listen. I know Sam Darnold's performing better this year, but
he is playing well. But that's
he is completely overachieving this year.
And guess what else he has? He
Justin
has Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
And a good defense.
And a tight end.
He has TJ Hawkinson as a tight end. Wait. Who the running back?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
And Aaron Jones is good at catching the football at the backfield.
That dismantles. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this. That dismantles the argument about, well, Brock Purdy can't win without his weapons. What quarterback can win with all his damn weapons? Riddle me that, Batman. That's bullshit. I'm sick of that damn. Well, he can't win without his weapons, which he's already done because he doesn't have Brandon Ayuk. He doesn't have Christian McCaffrey. Debo Samuel's playing like trash this year. All he has is George Kittle. And he's still top 10 in every discernible category in the goddamn NFL.
And Ricky Pearsall is not developed yet because
He's not, because it takes receivers a while to develop in this offense.
not to mention though, remember he's delayed because of the incident he had over.
He got shot. Boys in the hood, Ricky, boom, he got shot.
He's delayed.
So
The only receiver that's
go
probably
ahead, man. I ain't through going off. Go ahead.
the only receiver that's been there like the whole season is Jawan Jennings.
That's it. 7th rounder, running up 07.
That's it. And then
Over
you got and you got fullback Kyle Juszczyk,
who is underutilized, and that's Kyle
underutilized,
Shanahan's fault.
and your backup running back Mason hasn't been used that much all this year either. I mean, he's been used a few games, but that's it.
No. Jordan Mason started. He got injured, and he's on IR.
That's right. Okay.
But he was 3rd in rushing in the league when he was starting before McCaffrey came back. He was 3rd behind Barkley and behind King Henry. Undrafted. So, but that's the goalpost movement that people do. And it's because where he got drafted, because he was a first round, he wouldn't be saying this bullshit. I'm sorry, excuse me. But you wouldn't be saying that if he was a first rounder. But all of a sudden now he don't deserve no more than 35 million. Sir, you don't understand how the market works. Because I say Dak Prescott, and I hate to pick on y'all quarterback, but he's overpaid. Dak Prescott made $60 million. He's been in the league for how many years, Brandon?
9.
9 years in the league, $60 million, won only 2 playoff games.
And you know what? When you mentioned on Monday that his agent, Brock Purdy's agent, is looking for $50 million a year.
Between 50 and 55. He
Okay,
not even asking.
Between 50 and 55 million, that's still below Dak Prescott. I'm not saying he shouldn't get paid more than Dak Prescott. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying is you talking about $50-55 million a year. I was going to say pay him $65 million a year. But if you're talking about 50-55, I'm jumping on that now. I'm jumping on that.
Well, that's the thing. The Niners are jumping on that. I'm giving John Lynch his props because I think he's learned his lesson about procrastinating.
No, good. No, because I would jump on that maybe a week or two after Super Bowl's over with.
They own it right now. They're working out the particulars right now. They've already been moving money around all season long. They've been restructuring guys. Javon Hargrave's deal got completely restructured, freeing up like almost $16 million.
Oh.
So yeah, there's money getting moved around.
Okay, so again,
go ahead.
So basically getting ready and see by suspending Devondre Campbell and probably being able to recoup that money too. That's gonna probably go towards Brock Purdy as well.
Yeah, it's like $1 million. It's not a lot, but it's some money. You know?
Hey, it's something.
Yeah, but the thing is like I'm going to get back to my original point is you have Dak Prescott's the highest paid quarterback in the league. Okay, he is. All right. Most folks who understand, like you two guys have said it ad nauseum before that he's overpaid. That's too much. Okay. He's won 2 playoff games in 9 years of football. Brock Purdy in 2 years of football got to 2 NFC championships, won 1, and got to a Super Bowl in 2 years. If I'm Brock Purdy's agent, I'm going in there and I'm dropping that on the desk. I say, how the hell he getting $60 million? You talking about some damn 30, 40 million for my guy. Watch this. I'm going to take it a step further. The top 10 quarterbacks paid, top 10 paid quarterbacks in this league, I looked this up. I'm going from 10 to 1. Now watch this.
Okay.
Kyler Murray.
Ouch.
46.
Hold on. I'll tell you what. Do 10 to 1. Do 10 to 1, and I'm going to respond to each one. Brock Purdy better than Kyler Murray. Go.
Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts, number 9.
I'll take Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts.
Lamar Jackson. That's the first guy that's better than Brock Purdy on that list.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't read my own handwriting.
Number 7.
What is it? Oh, Justin Herbert. Because I jotted it down real fast. Justin Herbert.
I'll take Brock Purdy over Herbert.
Jared Goff.
I take Brock slightly over Goff.
I think they wasn't what, honestly.
I think so too, but I gotta buy like a hairline.
So yeah, I'm gonna put. I'm not gonna say better or worse. I'm gonna bring Herbert back into just a little bit. I feel like if they had a much better defense, he'd be a lot better. But these are guys who, if they're getting paid more than him, he's on their level. I'll say that. I'll say that.
And that's the thing.
I'm not saying it's a big gap between Herbert and Purdy, but I still take Purdy over Herbert. That's just me.
But here's the thing. It's about your performance. And I understand everything you're saying, Steve. But like so far on this list, there's only been 2 guys that maybe have done what Brock Purdy's done.
No, I agree.
Yep. Okay. Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua can hurt too much for my taste buds.
Number 5.
Tua's worse
Not
than
to mention, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I don't like Tua's arm when it comes to deep passes. I don't like his arm.
Okay.
Give me Brock.
All right. And I'm glad you brought that up because people thought, Brock Purdy's a check down artist. Sir, you don't look at any film. At one point, Brock Purdy was leading the league in air yards per completion.
Well, you don't got to say all that. Brock is tough, man. Brock was MVP runner-up last season.
But they saying he don't push the ball down the field.
He's tough,
that's,
man.
That's a lie from the pit of hell.
Whatever.
No,
Next.
He's legit.
Yeah.
Who's number 4?
Number 4, Joe Burrow. Now, okay.
Now,
okay.
Joe Burrow's a good quarterback.
He's a really good quarterback.
If he had the same thing as Justin Herbert, if Joe Burrow had any semblance of a damn defense, he'd be in the MVP conversation this year.
Yeah,
because he lightened it up. But
and he's been far in the postseason before. You know, he's okay.
Okay, so now we got the top 3. Watch this. Oh, you gonna love this.
I'm gonna hop on
the bronze medalist, number 3, Mr. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence, is the top 3 paid.
Brock over Trevor Lawrence. Next.
Sounds like Trent Baalke's doing. My bad.
Because Trent Baalke a damn fool. Number 2, silver medalist, Jordan Love. Brock Purdy beat him head to head. He outdueled him in a playoff game.
Jordan Love has had 1 or 2 good years.
Wait, what?
How many good years Jordan Love have had?
Last year. And he's having a good year this year.
But even still, Brock Purdy's done more.
He's the second highest paid quarterback?
That's my point. That's my point, Brandon. Thank you. I didn't have to say it because people think I'm biased because I'm talking about my team. I'm not. Anybody that know me, I'll flame my team up harder than anybody else. But what right is right, period. Facts over feelings all day. Okay? So, and of course, the gold medal, number 1,
Dak Prescott.
Dakota Prescott, who's won 2 playoff damn games in 9 damn years.
So, hey, where is Deshaun Watson rank as far as getting paid?
He's like, but the way they broke it up is like APY. He's like 6, I believe, somewhere along there.
Okay. Well, anyway, and he's still better than Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson just can't stay healthy right now.
And when he was playing, he didn't play well.
No, he didn't. So yeah, Brock Purdy, but like I said though, if the agent is looking for $50 to $55 million, and I'm glad you said San Francisco, that's more than fair.
Yeah. That's fair. And you got people that are saying, and the issue is that you got people who are saying he don't deserve that. He deserved $35 million. And it's like, it's a slap in the face.
Matter of fact, hold on, give me a second.
$35 million for a guy who almost won a Super Bowl.
Hold on, give me a second. No, I'm serious. Because that's what you call his contracts are similar to that. I got 2 names for you. Give me a second. Go ahead, keep talking, but give me a second, because Daniel Jones was getting paid $40 million a year, so they're trying to put him under Daniel Jones' salary.
Daniel Jones, come on now.
And then
Daniel, I throw dimes to the other team.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Okay, but
and then Baker Mayfield was getting paid per year
Has Baker Mayfield
30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's 33.3.
has Baker Mayfield been to a conference championship?
No, so and
Yeah.
I said, and even if he had, I'll still take Brock Purdy over him. So,
But the point is, people like they it was after one game. It was after that game against the Rams, and it was raining. And here's the thing: it wasn't a great game, but if Deebo Samuel catches that doggone crossing route, he hits his head on the goalpost, and we're not even having this conversation. That's why I say y'all act too damn emotional. Because he hit him in stride on that play. He wins that game. You know what it reminds me of? Last year, when the Niners lost to the Cleveland Browns, and Brock Purdy orchestrated that doggone come from behind drive, got them in the field goal range with less than a minute in the game at the start of that drive. And the damn kicker missed the field goal. And they blame that game on Brock Purdy.
you know what? Y'all
like,
have one of the worst kickers in the game because
he's horrible.
He is costing y'all games, and he's going to continue to cost y'all games.
Hey, I said it when they drafted him. I said this joke gonna cost us some games. Give me Robbie Gould. Because Robbie Gould, especially in the playoffs, you know Robbie Gould's 100% in the playoffs career. 100%.
That's crazy.
Career.
That's crazy.
In the playoffs. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's like, but I don't want to talk about the kicker because I'm gonna get even more upset. But the point I'm making is you got people that are steadily moving the goalposts and they knee jerk and they not doing. It's not about who's right. It's about what's right. And I will be saying this. I'm a little bit more passionate because it is my team. But I will be saying this about any guy that's getting screwed. Like that, people just talking about him. And the thing is, when the Niners win a game and Brock Purdy balls out, oh, it was a team win. It's because he had all them players around. It was a team win. Blah, 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 blah. But when they lose a game and people dropping passes or somebody that fumbled or the defense that laid the hell down, it's Brock Purdy's fault. When they lose, it's all his fault. When they win, it's everybody else is doing except his. That's goalpost moving at a supreme level. That's the issue. He's not out there throwing the losing interception. When they lost the Super Bowl, he played great. What happened on that drive going in at overtime? The doggone right guard did not block Chris Jones. And he had to rush and throw that ball away. Otherwise, that's a touchdown to Jawan Jennings and the game's over. He didn't put the team in jeopardy at all in that Super Bowl. The NFC Championship, Brock Purdy can't elevate the team. He can't. Cam Newton, he can't elevate the team. He can't do nothing outside of the scheme. If you watch that game, because that people that say that type of stuff tell me they don't watch him play. How many times has he made plays off schedule with his legs? The same type of stuff Cam Newton used to do, especially in that game. That come from behind drive, that was all him. It wasn't no, I'm going to drop back. There's my read. It wasn't that. I'm going to drop back. Oh, shit, he covered. Let me go over here. Okay, let me go back and look at the film. That's the type of stuff $50 and $60 million quarterbacks should make. That's the type of plays. But y'all want to harp on the 2 or 3 bad games he has. The good outweighs the bad. And it's not about feelings. It's right there. In fact, it's the stats. So that's what irritates me. Brock Purdy is a $50 million or higher quarterback.
And guess what? If you disagree,
no, I'm gonna tell you. If you disagree, you need to go ahead and drink a doggone bleach cocktail while using a toast as a loofah when you take a bath. That's what you need to do. I said what I said.
Plugged in toast. You mean, Eric?
Plugged in toast as a loofah. That's what you need to do because you don't know ball.
There you go.
And you don't know business either because that's the thing. It's like, well, yeah, the Cowboys made a mistake paying Dak Prescott $60 million. That don't mean we got to make the same mistake. Sir, the market is the market. I don't give a damn. The market is the market. The market was set regardless. You don't pay somebody less just because another team made a mistake. The market has been set. Jerry Jones never set the market, $60 million. So you got to be somewhere in that ballpark for a guy who's done more. And again, if I'm his agent, this is what the market demands. If I'm his agent, I'm walking in, I'm saying, hey, man, he's better than half the guy. These are your top 10 quarterbacks, paid quarterbacks in the league. Brock Purdy's a top 10. Statistically, he's a top 10 quarterback in the 3 years he's playing. Even this bad season, he's still top 10 in a lot of statistics.
Yep.
Even in his bad season with none of his weapons, he's still in the top 10 in a lot of passing categories.
Yep.
Well, he can't do it without his weapons. You take Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and Aaron Jones and all them away from Sam Darnold. Let me see what he gonna do. You take away them damn receivers and Josh Jacobs away from Jordan Love. Let me see what he gonna do. Goalpost moving. Every quarterback has weapons. Josh Allen got guys that are not as pronounced, but them jokers weapons. If you look at the film, them guys producing. James Cook, Shakir, Keenan Allen, not Keenan Allen, excuse me, Keon Coleman. Those are weapons. Just because Stephon Diggs ain't in Buffalo no more, don't mean Josh Allen out there doing by himself. That's all I'm saying. Pay Brock Purdy. And I'm not saying that because he's my quarterback on my team. I would say that if he was playing for the doggone freaking Cleveland Browns. He deserves his money.
Yep.
Let's go to the next topic.
All right, so going from a quarterback that deserves to be paid to a quarterback that used to get paid, and we're going to step away from the NFL and go down to college a little bit.
Which we don't do often.
Well, we did it one time last week with Bill Parcells going to UNC and
Belichick.
I'm sorry, Bill Belichick. My bad. I don't know why I said Bill Parcells. Anyway, we have another former football, well, this time as a player, that's now a head coach of a football team at Norfolk State, Michael Vick, who played football at Virginia Tech, was number 1 drafted overall, and the first black quarterback to be drafted number 1 overall in NFL history. Was drafted by the Falcons, played for the Eagles, the Steelers, and he was on TV recently. Now he's going to coach Norfolk State. Another team that was interested in him was Sacramento State, but now he's chosen to go back home in the 757 area code and coach Norfolk State. Now, gentlemen, both of y'all went to HBCU schools. You went to I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me say this again. Hold on. Give me a second. The Grambling State University. Okay. Space Age, you went to Morgan State University.
National Treasure. Correct. I did.
So, MEAC and SWAC. So, how do y'all feel about Michael Vick going to the MEAC and coaching Norfolk State University?
Steve, I'm going to defer to you first because I went off on the last topic, so I'm going to give you the floor first.
Oh, you're all good, man. I like it, man. If people are confused, Brandon alluded to Michael Vick being from the area, specifically Virginia Beach, Newport News area, Norfolk. It's all they're all really close. I like it, man. I like it, man. I like seeing players go to HBCUs, man, share their knowledge, give back to communities that they grew up in or similar to the ones that they grew up in, man. So I like it, man. I enjoy it. I don't see how they do. I wish them well. I think it's dope, man. That's that simple for me.
All right. Well, here's the thing. And I wish Michael Vick well. I think he had an amazing comeback story after that frivolous suspension with the dog fight and everything. When he came back to the league, it kind of helped his character a lot. He became a different person. The Michael Vick that played for the Falcons and the Michael Vick that went on to play for the Eagles and other teams like that was a completely different guy. And it helped his demeanor. And I think he can be a leader of young men. He has to have a good enough staff around him. That's the only thing. Because a lot of people, again, my topic, my mantra this whole show has been facts over feelings. I like Michael Vick as a player. I love Michael Vick as a player. Okay, especially his character in the latter part of his career. But playing devil's advocate, just because a guy is a great or was a great player doesn't necessarily translate to him being a great coach. That's not saying he won't be. I want to be clear on that. He might go to Norfolk and turn that tomato can program into a beast. They might fool around and win the MEAC. Because everybody know traditionally Norfolk State is dog water in football. Only thing Norfolk State got going for them is that incredible band, the Legion. That band is fantastic.
Okay.
But that football team is a joke, okay, in the MEAC. So he could. What's going to help them a lot? Because nobody wants to go play in Norfolk, but because Michael Vick is the head coach, there may be some guys, and that's an extremely talented area for high school football. I want to put that out there. That area is
and basketball. Yeah.
But football-wise, it's one of those overlooked areas that might rival South Florida and the entire state of Texas in talent. They are extremely talented in that area, and he might be able to pull some guys away from some of these other schools to get them to come. It's going to be all about his recruiting, and it's going to be all about the staff that's around him. And if he can get a good coaching staff around him, now he don't have the cachet that Deion Sanders has. He don't even have the personality of a Deion Sanders. But if he can get some guys, you know what, Michael Vick at Norfolk, I think I'm gonna go play at Norfolk. You know, and it's not gonna happen overnight. It's not. They're gonna have to give him time, and they're gonna have to give him resources. You have to give him a recruiting budget. They're gonna have to find some NIL money from some damn well
somewhere.
But it's tough. It's gonna be tougher than he's gonna have a tougher time than Prime had at Jackson State. It's gonna be a lot tougher. But can it be done? Yeah, absolutely. And he can parlay that into something even bigger. You know, if you can turn, like Eddie Joy is a great player that actually turned out to be a great coach. He's at Tennessee State University, and Tennessee State is doing extremely well under him. So I mean, it can happen. Typically, just because somebody's a great player and was involved in the NFL doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a great coach. We have so many guys who are great players. Mike Singletary, great player, not so great a coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that for an example.
No, I get it.
Yeah, so, but, you know, you have guys who are great players, and you have these great coaches who were players, but they were, like, way back on the bench. They weren't the most
Sean Payton.
guys. Yeah, but they knew X's and O's. They just didn't have the ability.
And that's fine.
And then there's Hugh. Thank you, Eric. Then there's Hugh Jackson, who is a walking football abomination. And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay? But, you know, to Michael Vick, I wish him the best. I actually am going to follow Norfolk now and pay attention to what they're doing. I'm not going to pay attention to more than my own school, but I'm going to pay attention to Norfolk a little bit more next season to see how this goes, because I'm really rooting for him and I want him to be successful. And, you know, I really want them to do well, especially since he's in the HBCU.
I think the true success, and I agree with everything you said, I think the true success is really just him, because Michael Vick, he's a bigger star than people remember, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like signature shoe of Nike as a black NFL quarterback, never been done. Really, as any quarterbacks. Never been done, right? He was a trailblazer as far as NFL athletes, as far as sports branding partnerships. He had it all. I think the true success will be, you know, just giving back, man, teaching players how to move in certain spaces, how to be better, how to handle fame, success, different things like that.
Yes.
I don't care if they win 3-4 games next season or the next 2-3 seasons, whatever. I feel like the true one is him just, you know, mentoring, you know, young athletes, man, from his home.
He's gonna be a fantastic mentor because
hey man, I did this. This wasn't good. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Or this how you move. This okay. You get to know this. You want to transfer and and hit the portal, go here. Okay, I would think about this, stuff like that, man.
Right.
Mia's
He
not a
was
super strong.
he was he was a college football star. He had a lot of media around him because he was expected to go high in the draft, which ended up happening.
Mm-hmm.
He went through a serious off the field issue.
His freshman year, he went to the national championship.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So
as a starter,
Michael Vick has been through enough to, like you said, mentor a lot of these young men.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just that I think that the mentorship side of it, those of us who have attended HBCUs and know, and there's one thing about HBCUs, no matter where you go, if you go to an HBCU, and you're watching right now, you know what I'm talking about. There's more care placed at HBCUs. They care more about your future, not just the time you walk in the hall.
They ain't there for the money. They ain't there for the money.
They're not. I had so many professors at Grambling State University that used to just climb in my chest like I was in high school. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and they made me a better man, And I think everybody who attended an HBCU can attest to that. And Michael Vick, what I love the most about this move is that Michael Vick can be another mentor, like Brandon said, to these young men. And I'm not saying, Norfolk got a bunch of thugs is robbing and killing. I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying, oh yeah, he going to clean it up. No, I'm not saying that. They might be some high character guys there already, but I'm saying it's going to be really great because he might be able to take some guys from a couple of high schools that may not be the best. They may not be 5 or 4-star recruits not because of talent, but because of reputation. And he could take those guys and build a team. Hey, man.
Yeah, he really can. He really can. And like Steve said, that is a fantastic area for talent. And it's not just high school though. It's also youth football because they had 3 or 4 different youth football teams win national championships this year. So it's nothing but talent in 757 area.
And I can say, and I know Eddie George is doing it. We know Deion's doing it. You can't tell me Travis Hunter, who just won the Heisman, as everyone knows, his character, how he presents himself. You can't tell me Deion doesn't have a big impact as far as how he behaves.
Yes, except for who he dating. But I ain't going into that.
Right. That's a different show.
That's a whole nother story. That's like a Kevin Sanders.
You can't tell me that Deion didn't have a big impact on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Shador as well. So yeah. But
yeah, I think that's gonna be good for them. And it fits the mantra and the overall goal of HBCUs. Because I'm saying that's one thing we all have alike. If you're from the HBCU contingent, I don't care if you went to Howard or if you went to doggone Texas Southern, there's one thing we can all say about our schools. And it's almost like being in a fraternity. Well, like if you went to an HBCU. Because, for those that don't know, I went to Grambling State University. Our rival is Southern University, and we talk bad about each other. But you let somebody from outside say something about Southern.
He said bad. Y'all horrible to each other.
Yeah, we are. But you let somebody from outside. Let somebody from outside of the HBCU family say something about Southern. I'm gonna jump on you, and somebody from Southern gonna jump on them about talking bad about Grambling. You're not gonna talk bad about HBCUs because it's a family. It really is. We beat each other up, but you're not finna. Oh yeah, it's good. Well, hold on, man. Who are you talking about? Wait a minute. Well, you didn't go there. It don't matter. That's what it is. So I think that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good for Michael Vick, and we're gonna keep our eyes on that and see where that goes. What's next?
Next topic, man. Let's go back to the NFL and let's talk about what's going on with Detroit Lions, man. It's a lot of injuries, a lot of guys on IR. They lost a running back to injury reserve. They lost I think Lee McNeil nose tackled the injury reserve, and they lost like one or two other players to injury
They're
reserve.
very thin
It
at
is
linebacker.
bad.
Very thin at linebacker.
It is
Yeah.
bad for Detroit. They are
At the
down
wrong
four.
time of the year.
Yeah, exactly. They down 4
Yeah.
defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, 3 DBs, and a running back. Man, gentlemen, what do we have to say about Detroit Lions right now?
I mean, dudes get hurt every day, B.
Yeah.
I
You know,
understand.
You know how I am. Like, man, look, my team is decimated by injuries. Okay, we have not fielded our starting 22 at all this season, not once, not for one single down. As a matter of fact, you got the rest of the NFC West talking trash. It's like, good and doggone well, if we was healthy, we'd be curb stomping y'all. So just shut up right now. Keep that same energy when everybody's healthy next year. Keep that same energy. So that being said, the Lions have made their bones. They have gained enough ground ahead of a lot of people to where we know they're going to make the playoffs. The question is, what are they going to do in the playoffs and how they going to get around these injuries? I believe that Dan Campbell is the type of coach that's gritty enough that his whole team embodies his personality. So are they going to be blowing people out like they were early in the year? I don't think so.
Oh, that's
Yeah, because of all the injuries. But I still see them winning a lot of games just because of just the toughness of next man. They really live by the next man up, like for real. They are not like, yeah, that's a cliche statement in football, but I really think they believe that. And I just now some of these tougher teams that they see, that's gonna be a different story. I don't know. Yeah. And like Eric James said, they better start robbing practice squads. I think they're smart enough to do that. I think they have a really great front office. That's why they've been good and been on the come up every year for probably the last 3 years, Brandon, we've been talking about?
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
So the front office has been doing some really smart things. So, be on the lookout. The Lions picked up such off somebody practice squad. And next thing you know, this guy's starting, and damn, he's good. Wait, why was he on somebody practice squad? It's the coaching. Ben Johnson is coordinator. Aaron Glenn is the defensive coordinator. They're going to find a way to make somebody fit and make it work. So do I think they're kind of taking a step back a little bit? They're not the dominant dogs anymore. Yes, but are they done for? Absolutely not.
No.
Brandon.
Yeah, I think you said it all, man. Detroit will be fine for the most part. It just depends on who they play and when. They're gonna have to win out to probably still try to secure that number 1 seed. I don't know who has number 1 seed right now between them and Philadelphia.
They still have it, but they're tied with Philadelphia in the same record.
Yeah. And then, but they play Minnesota the final game of the season.
That's going to
be very.
It's going to be tough.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So, but I without question, the NFC North is the most powerful division in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
They and I don't think the Lions are going to acquiesce to the Packers and the Vikings that easy. It's going to be a dogfight. But I don't think they're gonna just defer to them. I think they're gonna bite some kneecaps, like their coach says. They're gonna bite some kneecaps. And I enjoy watching Detroit play. I really enjoy watching that team play because they got dog in them. Every last one of them jokers, all 46 that dress on Sunday, got dog. They make a mistake, they make it full speed. They don't tiptoe. You got blue jerseys on the ball on defense every time you look up. Like if it's a little hitch to the outside to the running back, you got 3-4 guys over there waiting on you.
Yep.
The offense, I think Gibbs is just gonna have to shoulder the load for this from here on out with Montgomery out. But I think he can do that. I believe he can do that. So they just gonna have to go back to bell cow football instead of committing. Sonic gonna have to do it without Knuckles. That's it.
Yeah.
But I still feel like they're one of the best teams in this league, even with all those injuries.
Yep,
I agree, man. I agree. They have the roster, they have the heart, they have coach that fires him up, man. Fan base that's riding so tough for him. So, I'm not doubting or sleeping on them at all, man. No matter what they're going through, and there are a few other teams that feel that way about. Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, we can go to our top 5 picks, or not top 5 picks, excuse me, our top 5 teams of week 16, going into week 16. All
I
right,
got
so
5 on it.
you know what? No, we probably get caught for copyright if we put that up.
Yeah, I know.
That would be dope.
It's tempting though. It's tempting. Trust me.
It would be dope. So in this week we're going in this order. Steve, you are up first. Then Tristan, I have his top 5s, and then myself, and then B, you're gonna be bringing up the rear, and then we go Snake. All right. So Steve, you are up. Your number 5 team.
My top 5 team, based on who's playing the top 5 best football in the league. I am going to have to go. I'm gonna go Steelers.
Okay.
Have a 5A, 5B, but I'm just locking it to Steelers right now. Let's keep it right there.
Okay. All right. So Pittsburgh. Tristan also has the Steelers for his top 5. Now, last week at number 5, Steve, you had the Vikings, and Tristan had the Bills for number 5. So yeah, I also have the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 5. Even though they had that loss to Philadelphia, I still really like them. Last week I had the Chiefs at number 5. Okay. Brandon, number 5.
I might as well start crying eventually, but number 5, I got the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And your number 4? Oh, I'm sorry. For your number 5 last week, Brandon, you did have the Vikings in number 5. Your number 4?
I have the Detroit Lions.
Okay, the Lions are 4.
Yeah,
big drop down after that loss to Buffalo.
Yeah, they fell down to number 4.
Okay. I have the Kansas City Chiefs as my number 4 team.
Okay.
I feel like the gap is closing between the rest of the AFC and them. And this mild ankle sprain. I want to make sure everybody's looking at the screen. Mild ankle sprain that Pat Mahomes has could be a factor. So I have them as my number 4 team until they start playing some dominant football. Because right now they're not dominant.
Now they did say he's gonna be healthy for Saturday's game. So
he will be playing Saturday, and we're gonna get to that when we get to my picks. But
yeah.
But I have the Chiefs as my number 4. Tristan had I'm sorry. My number 4 last week was the Bills. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the Bills. I'm sorry. And Tristan has the Vikings as his number 4.
Okay.
And last week he had the Steelers as his number 4. Steve, number 4.
Lions. And this is, this is based off of just my top 3 just being better than them, playing better football than them recently. They still have what it takes. They can still do some things, but 3 teams, in my opinion, are just better than them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I attribute that to just the injuries.
That too.
Yeah. Steve, you're number 3.
Chiefs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm messing up. I am so sorry. You had the Eagles as your number 4 last week. Okay. And you have the Chiefs at number 3, Steve?
Chiefs at number 3, man. Still playing good football, the best record in the NFL, but they're not playing better than my top 2. And if they get caught in an away game against my top 2, I think they're catching that L.
Okay. Last week you had the Bills at number 3. Mm-hmm. Tristan has the Lions at number 3. Okay. And last week he had the Vikings at number 3.
Okay.
I have the Lions at number 3.
Okay.
And last week I had the Steelers at number 3.
Okay.
So Brandon, it's on you.
I got Kansas City at number 3.
All right. Chiefs. All right. And probably for all of the reasons that we talked about before.
Yeah, man. Like it's hard to really drop them out of top 5, 1 because of the record, but 2 because You still got Mahomes at quarterback and Andy Reid at head coach. You got Spags at defensive coordinator. Like, yeah, that's just too much.
And the 12th man that wears striped shirts. So your number 2, Brandon. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Your number 3 last week, Brandon, was still the Chiefs. Number 2. The people are waiting, Brandon.
I know. I'm sorry. My number 2 team plays in Pennsylvania. And a long time ago, because of a war, they combined with the Pittsburgh Steelers to call themselves the Pennsylvania Steagles. So that team up there in Philadelphia, who I refuse to call their name, is ranked number 2. Leave me alone.
I know that hurt to say. I know that hurt to say.
I'm in my feelings. Leave me alone.
Hey man, facts over feelings, man.
Yeah, I know, but and that's why they number 2 because it's facts. But I'm in my feelings, so leave me alone and don't say nothing. Thank
All right.
you.
So for number 2,
Trust me, that was painful.
I know it was. I know. Yeah, that was like an animal with a baseball bat. Yeah. Yeah. The last week at number 2, you had the Steelers.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I got them at number 6, but it's like, come on, I needed you to do one thing, Pittsburgh. One thing.
It's still a very good team. I think Pittsburgh's still a very good team. For
No,
my
they
number
still
2,
good team. But I think hold on. I think what happened is, and I know people talking about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown able to sing Kumbaya now, but I think what it really was is the fact that they were lackluster against Carolina, and so they had to do something.
Yeah,
they had to do something because if not, people would have really been looking at them cross-eyed and stuff.
they had to pop out.
Yeah,
they had to pop out, and that's why the Chiefs have not done that. They still looking lackluster. They winning, but they're looking lackluster doing it.
Yeah, and be honest with you, I'm semi looking at them cross-eyed too.
Yes, I think we all are. So for your number 2 last week, you had the Steelers.
Yeah.
And then for my number 2, I have the Buffalo Bills. They moved up last week because last week I had the Bills at 4, and then I had the Bills at number 2. Tristan has the Eagles at number 2, just like you, Brandon.
Mm.
And then last week, Tristan had the Eagles at number 2. So there's no movement at number 2 for Tristan. Steve, number 2.
I have the Eagles right now at number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 NFC East guys on this podcast. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm the only one that doesn't have them at number 2.
Yeah, I got my number 2, man. Yep.
Steve, number 1.
The Bills are playing the best football, in my personal opinion.
Buffalo
They're
Bills.
playing the best football, man.
I have James Cook in one of my fantasy leagues, and he's really helping me win.
Yeah, man. They're playing the best football, in my opinion. So I gotta rock with them for the best.
So to save time, all of us.
Right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. To save time, all of us had the Lions at number 1. I think we all dropped the Lions down after that loss to the Bills, which makes a lot of sense. But Tristan has the Bills at number 1, and he had the Lions last week, like we said. I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1.
Okay.
Over the Lions, and the reason for that is statistically, and when I say statistically as a team, they're just ranked higher. I don't want to see the Eagles go to the Super Bowl. I know y'all don't want to see the Eagles go to the Super Bowl. I know y'all don't.
I want them one and done.
Y'all don't want to see that any more than any NFC East fan that's not an Eagles fan.
Right.
So, but I think the Bills and the Eagles is that could be a realistic matchup unless something crazy happens. So yeah, I have the Eagles as my number 1, And I'm assuming, Brandon, you have the Bills as your number one.
Yes, I do. It's kind of hard for me to put. It's hard for me to put anybody over Buffalo. Like you beat Detroit, you beat Kansas City. That's difficult.
Yeah.
That is difficult to do. So,
And your quarterback's
credit
up
to
MVP.
Buffalo right now. Yeah, Josh Allen, the MVP. Saquon Barkley should be number 2, and let it go from there. But right now, yeah, Buffalo's number 1. We got 3 more games, so we're gonna see how these teams pan out with top 5.
It's gonna be interesting. So to recap,
Yeah.
Steve has 1 through 5: Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, and Steelers. Tristan has Bills, Eagles, Lions, Vikings, and Steelers. Consequently, Vikings, I have them as my number 6. I have Eagles, Bills, Lions, Chiefs, and Steelers. And then Brandon has Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, and Vikings. So we're going to see. This is going to be an interesting week of football because some of these teams are going to be playing some really interesting matchups. And this could change again really quick. Okay. So with that in mind, let's go. All right. Last week I was 12-3. Y'all, if you want to put some money on some stuff, when I make these picks, you need to take my picks seriously, especially my Stone Cold Locks. I've only missed twice in 3 years on my Stone Cold Locks. 3 years of football, and I've missed only twice. So, Thursday night game, man, it's gonna be really interesting, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Broncos at Chargers. Broncos at Chargers. This, in my opinion, is a pick'em game. I think the 2 well-coached teams, 2 really good quarterbacks. Bo Nix is like, honestly, right now it's looking like maybe possibly rookie of the year. But
Absolutely.
it's a pick'em game because it could go either way. But right now, gun to my head, I'm taking the Broncos over the Chargers. And I know a lot of y'all was like, man, he took the Broncos last week over the coast, and then the game started off rough, and then the Broncos pulled it out. So I like the Broncos over the Chargers right now. I don't think Jim's boys are just ready yet. I think next year is gonna be they pop out year. I really think the Chargers are gonna pop out next year. I don't think this year is just quite. They missing a couple of pieces that they need.
J.K. Dobbins is a free agent after the season.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna go out and draft some guys you probably have never heard of, but you're gonna know who they are by the end of the season.
Yep.
I think that's how the Chargers gonna play that. So, but the Broncos right now are just a better team than the Chargers, and that's not saying the Chargers suck, but I got the Broncos winning this one. The Christmas game. Hopefully, it'll actually work on Netflix, unlike that Tyson fight. Yes, that was shade, Netflix. I'm looking at you. Okay. The Houston Texans traveled to Kansas City to play the Kansas City Chiefs.
Another good game.
And that's going to be another good game. If this game was in Houston, this is a pick'em game. If this game was in Houston, I'd really go with the I was about to say Oilers. I would go with the Texans on that. I would go with the Texans on that if it was in Houston, but Kansas City is really hard to beat in that building, and they really, really feed the referees good barbecue. So,
old Texans versus current Texans.
Right, exactly. So I got the Dallas Texans winning that one, but I feel like it's going to be a much closer game, and I honestly feel like the Texans could pull it off. They really could pull it off.
They can. Yeah, they can.
Oh, my God. I got to stop for a minute and talk about Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley is him.
Beast.
He is him.
Absolutely.
If you have not been watching the Houston Texans play this year and just specifically watching Derek Stingley and his coverage ability,
dude,
he is, and I said this off the air when we were talking in our Marco Polo group, Derek Stingley is what Jalen Ramsey wishes he was.
Well, yeah, we knew that when he was at LSU just balling. But you know they're talking about putting him on offense? Did you hear that?
I could see that.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
phenomenal. That game clinching interception against Miami was
yeah.
otherworldly. And it's like it's getting to a point where you don't want to throw to that side.
Right.
Mm.
It's getting to that point.
Mm.
It's not like, hey man, Stingley over there, man. You don't want that smoke, man. Stingley gonna get you. He gonna get you.
Mhm.
That's why he went so high in the draft when he came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and he's starting to realize his destiny. He's becoming Himothy. Yeah, Himothy Stingley. So yeah, I like with that. All that being said, I like Derek Stingy. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
I like that one.
I think that the Texans have already won their division, so they're in the playoffs. But for seeding, I think they're going to really fight for this. But the Texans might really make some noise in the playoffs, especially if they can play a few games at home. You don't want to be in that place during playoff football. I'm telling you that right now. You do not want to be. Ask Cleveland. Ask Cincinnati if you back then JJ Watt years. You do not want to be in that place during the playoffs. So I think they can win this game, but if we're just making a pick and you want to put some money on something, and folks at home, go with the Chiefs. I think they're like a 3-point favorite because they're at home. Moving on. Oh man, another pick'em game. Another pick'em games. This is a good one. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Baltimore to play the Ravens.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. I am not a fan of either team. I have no dog in the fight, but doggone it, I'm gonna watch that game from beginning to end because it's gonna be stuff flying everywhere.
Yep.
You never have a bad game if you just like good football. You will never go wrong when the Steelers play the Ravens. Never. No matter who you root for. You want to see some good football, watch the Steelers and the Ravens play. Okay. That being said, it could go either way because it's a big divisional matchup. The Steelers are feeling salty about that loss to Philadelphia. That being said, Lamar Jackson trying to win MVP. And I think he could possibly take that game over, honestly. I like the Ravens at home on this one. Steelers defense ain't going to make it easy, though. The Steelers defense is just not going to make it easy for them, but I like the Ravens. Gun to my head. All right, this next game, this is kind of we got one team that's scratching and clawing, trying to get into the playoffs. You got one team that doesn't have a hope in hell. You got the Giants going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. The Falcons are going to win that game.
And the thing is, they have made a quarterback change. Kirk Cousins has now been benched.
Yep, talk about
Michael
it.
Penix Jr. is now the starter.
I just want to say this before, and I'm gonna let you go, Brandon. But I almost want to say this. I predicted this. It just happened really late. If you go back and look it up, when Michael Penix got drafted by the Falcons before the season started, I said, "How long will it be before Kirk Cousins?"
Yeah. We all talked about it, actually.
We all talked about that, but
we all knew it was happening.
I said, how long will it be before Michael Penix starts? Because Kirk Cousins is going to start Kirk Cousining.
And guess what? That's the reason why he got benched, because Kirk Cousins has been one of the worst quarterbacks over the last.
We knew what happened at some point.
Over the last few weeks, they have not been winning. They have not been putting up the points. His quarterback rating has been horrible. His accuracy been horrible. Kirk Cousins should be arrested for stealing money.
Yes, sir.
Around the league.
Yes, sir.
Washington, Minnesota, and now Atlanta. He has stolen money. Forget Wells Fargo. Forget Bank of America. This man has literally stolen money from NFL teams.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, he is.
Wow.
Yes,
and
sir.
People really, truly believed in this guy. I'm sorry to take up your time, but no.
Put your weight on it.
He stole money. But now it's Michael Penix's turn. I expect Michael Penix to be 1-0 immediately after Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Penix, I think he's gonna get that and not gonna look. He's not gonna look back. I really think he's gonna.
Of course not. He's a quarterback
So
of the future now,
and he's got a nice easy team to pick on to really get his feet under him.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I like the Falcons over the Giants. It's not a stone cold lock, but I like the Falcons over the Giants. How could you not?
Right.
Okay, next game we have the really beat up Lions traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. The Lions, even with those injuries, they gonna dog walk the Bears.
Yeah,
everybody's been dog walking the Bears.
The Bears not ready yet.
They just not ready. You know the Bears are 8-0 since that Washington game.
You mean 0-8?
0-8, excuse me. 0-8 since.
No, they are. I saw that. I was like,
ever since that taunting with Tyree Stevenson and everything like that, taunting the crowd, not paying attention, they have been 0-8. And hey man, Caleb Williams is, he got a lot more growing to do. He got to grow up some more.
Yeah, he does.
So yeah, he's like, hey man, this ain't college football, man. This ain't, you're not gonna get your way all the time. And it's like, you gotta grow up. That's all I can say. You gotta grow up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like the Lions winning that one. Next game is the Cardinals at the Panthers. Yes, the Cardinals are gonna win that game. Not much to talk about. The Cardinals are still alive for the playoffs. It doesn't really matter because whoever wins the NFC West is probably going to be one and done.
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's just be real about that, okay?
Okay.
And then the natural order of things will be restored next season when the Niners are healthy. Next game, another NFC team travels to New York. The Rams travel to New York to play the New York Aaron Rodgers. I like the Rams in that game, but
yes.
The Rams are up and down because they tried their best to get a game to San Francisco Thursday. I mean, Matthew Stafford, everybody just be slurping up Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford threw 3 interceptions in that game against San Francisco that were dropped. 3 that were dropped. Yeah. And it's like, and you got on Bleacher Report, you got Rams fans just chirping. And it's like, bro, stop. You're not them dudes. You are not them. Okay.
Right now, I'm sorry to cut you off. Right now, the New York Aaron Rodgers football team are interviewing general managers to hire, and so that way they can probably get started on their coaching interviews soon as the season's over with. So they are interviewing with GMs right now.
Yeah, the Rams are up and down. They had that up game against the Bills. They had a down game that they tried their best to get to San Francisco. San Francisco just didn't want it. Right. And I think they're gonna have another up game against the Jets. So they just up and down. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're nothing special, but they're gonna beat the Jets. Next game, NFC East showdown. The Eagles travel to Washington. James Murphy, you watching? The Eagles travel to Washington to play the Commanders, the upstart Commanders. They're playing very good football as of late. This is not a pick'em game. The Eagles are just too strong right now.
Yeah, they are.
And as improved as the Commanders are, they are very improved. Let me say that.
They're not ready.
Improved. They're not ready to take on this juggernaut.
Yep.
They're just not. Their defense is not ready to take on this juggernaut. They're not. So give me the Eagles going away on that one. Next game, another AFC North showdown. You got the Browns going to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. They are replacing Jameis Winston at quarterback for the Browns with Dorian Robinson-Thompson.
Robinson-Thompson, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, DTR or whatever.
DRT, whatever, who cares?
DRT, whatever. DRT in the hunting world, we call that dead right there. That's when you shoot a deer and he drop right there. He don't run off. But anyway, the Browns going to be dead right there. That's what that means. It's just like the hunting term, DRT. The Bengals are going to put up enough. They're going to put up enough points. Joe Burrow's going to continue in his empty MVP season. And I mean, it's an empty MVP season because of the record. Statistically, it's sick what Joe Burrow is doing right now. It's crazy how, if you looked at his stats, if you was on a desert island and you came back right now, and you just looked at quarterback stats, and you saw Joe Burrow's stats and Jamar Chase's stats, you'd be like, man, the Bengals must be leading the AFC, man. He must have the best record in the AFC. That's what you would say. But it's not the case because the defense is egregious. But
the only player on defense that's playing well is Trey Henderson, who's still getting sacks.
Yeah,
that is
Trey
the
Henderson.
That is the quietest sack player in NFL
he's in double
history.
Digits. Yes, sir. He's in double
digits.
You know
that? Right he is the quietest sack player in NFL history.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's crazy. But yeah, the Bengals gonna beat the Browns, especially without Jameis Winston playing. Titans at Colts.
Titans and who? Oh yeah, go ahead.
The Colts are still trying to get in the playoffs. The Titans are done, but the Colts are still trying to get in. They still scratching and surviving, but they are basically the also rans in the AFC South. That is Houston's division for the second year in a row. It's already been clinched. They just trying to get the crumbs off of Houston's table at this point.
Yeah, Tennessee has made a change at quarterback.
That's right.
Will Levis is no longer the starter, even though he believes he could still be the franchise quarterback. Mason Rudolph is now the starter.
He better eat some mayonnaise and shut up.
Honestly, this is a different coaching regime, so this is not their draft pick. So, Will Levis, that is. So, they could be looking at a quarterback this year as well.
Find him a job somewhere else.
And the thing is, we said it when he came out of college. Will Levis is not it. We said somebody called him Kyle Bowler. I think it was you, E.
That's not it wasn't me, but that's a good comparison.
Somebody called him Kyle Bowler.
That might have been T.
That might have been Tristan.
Okay, that might have been Tristan. Somebody called him Kyle Bowler. I remember somebody called him Kyle Bowler.
Yeah, that might have been Tristan because Tristan is the quarterback guru. So yeah, I think that was Tristan.
Okay.
But yeah, moving forward, the Colts are gonna beat the Titans.
Yep.
Next game, Vikings travel to the Pacific Northwest to Lumen Field, which is no longer a scary place to play anymore. Ain't nobody scared. No doggone Seahawks. The Vikings will write off Geno Smith, and he's not gonna write back. Not against that defense.
No.
Yeah. And I believe Sam Darnold's gonna have I started him this week on my fantasy. I think he's gonna have a 300-yard game.
Don't surprise me.
Yeah. So because those as good as that secondary is, they're not gonna be able to cover Jordan Addison and Jay Jettle. They not. They just won't. And they're gonna commit a lot of penalties, a lot of holding, defensive pass interference, holding, illegal contact. You're gonna see a lot of that. The Vikings are going to win this game against the Seahawks. Again, the NFC West is just dog water, the entire division. It doesn't matter who wins that division. Who's going to win the West? It don't matter. It really doesn't, because we're not going to be talking about them past the wild card round. Okay? So this next one is my Stone Cold Lock of the Week.
Here we go.
All right. The Bills are going to dog walk the Patriots. Dog walk the Patriots. Like, they saying that Mayo is not on the hot seat. He might be on the hot seat after this game. He could very well be. This might get ugly early.
You know what? Here's my problem. I'm sorry. Drake May might be the future at quarterback, but he needs players.
He needs help. He needs a team.
He needs help. He needs help.
Mm-hmm.
He needs help.
I don't have anything against Drake May. I think he's pretty good. He just has nothing around him.
He needs help.
He has nothing around him. Nothing.
Right now, the only way New England can beat Buffalo is if Drake May gets Jesus, Noah, and Moses on that team.
Yeah, and last I checked, it's gonna be close to Christmas. They're gonna be busy. So yeah, I mean, I think Drake May is gonna get stigmatized as being a not so great quarterback when he really is. He just doesn't have pieces. He doesn't have weapons.
Nope.
No, nobody on that offense for the Patriots scares me. Makes me say, "Oh boy." I don't think there's a defensive coordinator in his meeting room going, "Okay, we really got to stop
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
we
like
ain't got
I,
time.
right. We're not scared of running back. We're not scared of a tight end. We're not scared of receiver. Nothing.
Yeah, it's nobody's really terrifying on that offense. So yeah, Bill's gonna roll the Pats. Jaguars at Raiders. This is another who cares bowl.
Oh, this one right here. Hold on. Now this game is definitely a
Trash, 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 damn, trash.
Okay, that's my jam.
there you go.
But yeah, the Jags at the Raiders. Like, come on, bro. This is a who gonna get fired first. That's the who gonna get fired first.
You know what though? I'm gonna be honest with you. Trent Baalke needs to be fired at some point soon, though.
Oh, he will. Because when the credit card bill comes due for all of these exorbitant, just ridiculous contracts he's giving out to guys who don't deserve them, and there's no returns on it. Oh boy!
By the way,
Trevor Lawrence is the
By the
third
way.
last paid
By the
quarterback
way.
in the league, and
By the
he
way.
has a year.
Did you see who was on the trade block but never got traded?
No, I didn't. Who?
Christian Kirk.
He the one
And-
that messed up the wide receiver market.
Uh-huh.
A couple years back.
And what did we do on our next show? We listed how many receivers better than Christian Kirk?
And the list was rolling. It was like
Listen,
you rode it on a roller coaster.
it ain't his fault. It's Trent
No, it's not. Of
Baalke's
course, it's not
fault.
his
It's
fault.
Balky's fault. That's the point we're making, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Trent Baalke messed with the market, not Christian.
We know that.
It's Trent Balky.
Steve, we know that. We know
Yeah.
that. We're not blaming Christian Kirk. We know it's Trent Baalke.
But Trent Balky, he's not for long in Jacksonville. You know, he's they the Commanders, James. They the Commanders. They haven't been the Redskins for quite some time, James. You that's your team. You should know that. Stop it. Get some help. Okay. All right. Moving on. Yeah, but I got the Jags over the McCorkle Jones is the quarterback for the Jags. I got them over the Raiders, and the Raiders they got Desmond Ridder starting for them. But again, this could go either way. I'm not making this a pick'em game, and you shouldn't put money on this game at all, folks. At all.
Exactly.
If you put money on this game, it's your fault. Okay,
Yep.
I'll just tell you that right now. All right.
Mhm.
All right. Next game. The bruised, battered, and beaten 49ers are traveling to Miami to play the Miami Dolphins.
Both teams are 6-8, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. In the beginning of the year, I did not have this on my Bengal card that both of these teams would be 6-8 at this point
Yeah,
in the
me
season.
either, man. I'm curious who you got for this, E.
I got the I told you I'm probably not picking the Niners the rest of the year. I told y'all that like a couple of weeks ago.
I think you did. You did.
I just think that this is like, okay, hey man, let's just get through the end of the year, get everybody healthy, and start over next year. That's the overall. They gonna say, yeah, we gonna fight. They gonna say that, but at this point, you got 3 games left. You out of the playoffs. There's like a point something
Got you.
chance that they could get in the playoffs for the Niners. It's like, hey man, let's try to get out of here healthy. Who's ever still healthy, and just hey man.
And they talking about Trump not playing anymore this season. I was like, well, golly.
Yeah, it's
bad.
It's like that for both teams, and the Niners have already come out and said they're not getting rid of Kyle Shanahan. There are a lot of Niner fans that are mad about that because Kyle Shanahan can't get out of his own way, can't get out of his own ego. He refuses to make adjustments. And that's why they've lost a lot of the games they've lost, along with the injuries. Because there were some games, even with the injuries, they should have won, but he just refuses to make adjustments. His ego is in the way. But I'm actually hoping that the Dolphins fire Mike McDaniel and he comes on home to San Francisco because the offense was rolling a little bit better with Mike McDaniel helping calling those plays. So
You think he's on the bubble?
I think so. I believe so. I believe
No one said anything though.
Miami, they don't have a lot of patience in Miami, and which is silly.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's silly, but they don't have a lot of patience. Like
You know,
we need to win
the
right
Dolphins
now.
Dolphins haven't been much of anything in a long time.
Very long time, but that's they don't have the patience with, and I think Mike McDaniel might be on the hot seat. They might bring it back next year, but he'll start the year on the hot seat. But in this game, I have the Dolphins taking the Niners. In this game, Dolphins are at home. I think they're like a 3-point favorite.
And my bad. And they're not quite eliminated yet as of today. They're not.
They got more to play for.
Right.
The Niners aren't eliminated either, but their chances are slim. They would have to win out, which they're not going to do, and then a bunch of other people would have to lose. Like some teams would even have to lose out.
Like lose out. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're done. They're done. They're pretty much done. So I got the fans over the Niners in this game, and mark my words, it'd be something crazy. Deebo Samuel full round catch for 200 yards and have 100 yards rushing, something crazy like that in this game, just because. The next game is the Bucs at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are at home. They're going to lose.
Good. Hope so.
Okay. And most Cowboy fans who got some sense, which there are very few of y'all, most Cowboy fans who have some sense want them to lose this game.
Me.
Yeah. So we can move. So the Cowboys can move out of 14 and further up, maybe into the top 10 of the draft. So yeah, the Bucs are going to win this game. The Bucs got something to play for. So Cowboys don't. The Bucs going to win this game. And I don't know who the hell is going to cover Mike Evans that's on the Cowboys secondary right now. It might be the Mike Evans show. Not to mention that the Bucs can run the ball well, and the Cowboys cannot stop the run.
Hey, that boy Bucky Irvin is a good running back.
If the
Cowboys had a 4th-round pick last year, you probably could have drafted him.
But Bucs over Cowboys. The Monday night game, Saints at Packers. The Saints are just beaten up. They are so injured. The Packers are on the road. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Josh Jacobs. I wouldn't even put this game on Jordan Love's shoulders. Throw here, throw there. But Josh Jacobs could really, really, really wreak havoc. And they're in Green Bay. I think the forecast calls for snow again. That's an easy one right there. I got the Packers. So to recap, Broncos over Chargers, pick 'em. Chiefs over Texans, pick 'em. Ravens over Steelers, pick 'em. Falcons over Giants, Lions over Bears, Cards over Panthers, Rams over Jets, Eagles over Commanders, Bengals over Browns, Colts over Titans, Vikings over Seahawks, Bills over Patriots, Stone Cold Lock of the Week. Jags over Raiders, Dolphins over Niners, Buccaneers over Cowboys, and Packers over Saints. So those are the picks.
Okay.
All right. Now, speaking of Packers and Saints, just wanted to give everyone a heads up. Please hold on for a minute, everyone. Speaking of Packers and Saints, the game is on Monday Night Football. Next week's show, because Christmas is on Wednesday next week, we are not doing a show on Christmas at all. We are going to do our show on Monday night, okay? So while that Packers and Saints game is on, we will be live, okay? Just want to give everyone a heads up. So, and I will do a TikTok just to remind everybody, and we'll make sure we keep pushing this so everybody remembers that. But yeah, we will be on Monday night and not Wednesday night. Okay, so that way everybody can spend time with their loved ones on from Christmas Eve on through. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch right now. You can follow us on TikTok, IG, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay. You can also listen to us on Google and Apple. No, not Google. Google don't exist no more. Not for, at least not for podcasts. Apple, Spotify podcasts. Okay. That direction. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat.
Facts over feelings.
Down below, Steve Space Age Forever White.
That's me.
Y'all know what's up, Coach Williams. A lot of things was crazy this week. We'll see what happens this coming weekend, starting tomorrow night. But you know me, I'm the NFL encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages. Please remember, Monday night we are on. Follow, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Peace. Good night.